Hello everybody, welcome back. Jordan here. As you all know, we recently made some huge changes to the Lego City that opened up a bunch of space. And with that new space, we decided that we would give Town Hall a new position here in the center of the downtown core. We gave it 4 base plates. You can see it with a half base plate on either side, open for the taking. So we decided that we're going to build some custom modular buildings for those 2 spots. And we're going to show you those today in this video. Also, we're going to be fixing up our town square right here as well, which is just in front of Town Hall, of course. And that sits on 2 base plates. You can see that we started building that, but then we sort of ran out of parts. But now we have those parts to continue building that. So what are we going to be doing today in this Lego City update? Well, we're going to be finishing off this entire area right here. We're going to show you the 2 custom modular buildings, and we're going to finish building this town square. The buildings that are going to go beside Town Hall are a very interesting shape because this is sort of a unique position here. First off, they're half base plates, and they have to be corners. So we need to get half base plate corner buildings. So to inspire our designs, we headed to rebrickable.com to look at some half base plate corner buildings. And this is what we found on rebrickable.com. So they're actually both done by the same designer, and that is Knob Van Brick here on rebrickable.com. He's got some really neat looking buildings, and some of them are just like that perfect little tiny size to fill in those little nooks and crannies in your Lego city, right? And these 2 here are going to be perfect for the spots beside Town Hall, right? So this one here is modular building mock. The flower around the corner is what it's called. It's a nice little half modular corner building, which is sort of hard to find and hard to design as well because there's limited space within. So we've actually purchased these instructions here, and as we go through and build it, we're referencing these instructions to create a mock using the parts that we have available in our inventory. And same with this one here. This one here is a laundromat and gym. And once again, it's another corner building, so it looks pretty awesome if you ask me. The issue is you can see that these both turn the same way. So we actually had to mirror build one of them so that it would work for both corners. Because obviously, if they're both facing the same way, then you're unable to use them on either side of the town hall. But yeah, these are the instructions that we purchased from Knob Van Brick here on Rebrickable, and these are some pretty cool buildings. And after doing some research on Rebrickable, this is what we've decided to go with. So you can actually see that Jose is finishing up the second modular building, but we've got the first one finished right here. So let's start by taking a look at this one. So they are very heavily modified, like I was saying. We worked with the parts that we had in our inventory, so the colors and part usage are pretty much completely different. I love the look of this building, and you can sort of see the size of it. It's like a little sliver, right? So as you can see, we did all the sidewalks in light gray. It's got a corner entrance right here, and then it's got some masonry bricks beside some windows there, flowers out front, and there's a little bit of like a basement as well, which is a pretty cool design. Pillars on either side of the door, and then the 1x1 tiles on either side of those windows. And we actually transition that color into sand green as we make our way up top here. You can see there is a curved balcony with a dark gray railing. More angled doors, of course, for those balconies. And then you've got the matching flowers leading all the way up to the second floor here. And then the very nice Victorian style roof with all the different slope elements. And I'll give it to Jose. She actually downloaded those instructions and built these buildings using the parts from our inventory. And she made a lot of great part substitutions and did a great job coming up with these customized modular buildings for those 2 positions. Let's have a look at the interior details. Yeah, so Jose was like building these beside me while I was working on other projects. And once in a while we'd bounce ideas off one another, and this is sort of what we came up with. Actually, it was completely modified from the original. The original actually had like a little alleyway that you could go back here, and there's another entrance in the back. But we decided to combine it as one floor. And this is the main floor. It's just a little flower shop there. And then there's a staircase leading up to the first floor. I just find these floors very cute. They just pop on top of one another just like that there. The staircase lines up. And this is actually an office. So in here there's a water jug and there's just a little desk there with a lamp and a computer. And then of course that door opens like this so people can come onto the balcony there. It's a little bit tight, a little bit compact, but hey, you're not working with much space, right? It's only 16 by 32 studs, and it's not like you get all of the space to work with because it's a corner. Normally, if it was a half base plate building, it would stretch all the way to the edge here, right? So you'd have a lot more interior, but not as much frontage to work with on the exterior. So I think it looks really good. So there are some part substitutions that we made, and we're going to swap up some of the colors. We actually have some parts on order. For example, these cylinders here are going to be changed to dark orange. These telescopes in sand green that we used are going to be swapped out for the proper curved pieces. And then we have our second floor here, which is the top floor. And it's just a little office. There's a desk there with a newspaper. And then there's a ladder right here that residents of the building can use to get into the roof. The roof is awesome. It's just so cute. I love it. There's a little hatch there that could be opened up, but there's actually no interior details, and we didn't make it so you can take it apart. I mean, this is more so just to fill that space, and it's going to look gorgeous. So why don't we place this one in the Lego City there beside the town hall? Well, as Jose continues to work on the second one, but there's our first one. You can see it's so modular. It just comes together, or it comes apart so beautifully and is just perfect, right? Yeah, it's a perfect little building, that's for sure. I can't wait to place it. Let's check it out. Well, I would say that that looks pretty epic right there. It's perfect. Nice. That's awesome. So like I was saying earlier, we're going to be switching out these cylinders right here with the dark orange color. So it matches this color here, and it'll sort of blend nicely with Town Hall when we make that change. You know what I mean? It'll look good. Also, right now, it's positioned beside the pub. I'm not sure if it's going to stay like that or not, but with the dark orange cylinders there, it'll also blend together nicely with the pub as well, which is an alternate model of the corner garage. Now, there is one thing that I'm going to do right now, and that's switch the tiles on Town Hall to light gray so that this matches, because obviously the second modular building that we're building right now also uses light gray as well. Got those tiles all switched up there. Looks a little bit better. It's funny, I'm going around and just robbing one by tiles in gray from like everywhere because we need them. We have them on order from Lego and they're on their way, but I need them for projects. So I'm just like stealing them from other modular buildings because I know that eventually it's all going to be swapped up anyway. So every now and then you'll just see like some tiles missing from a particular building because we're stealing them for other projects. Here we have the new and improved town square. Yeah, looks pretty good. You can see we've got some masonry bricks sort of fencing it off here, some bushes, and a nice tree there. This one here doesn't have a fence, but it's got the same tree and the bushes and trees around it. And then the nice fountain in the middle there, inspired by a design that was given to us by Alex. Thank you so much, man. We added some blue to the water. Obviously, we tiled it all off with the light bluish gray tiles. Then it's sort of symmetrical, right? Now you can see our grass actually comes up over top of the sidewalk like that there. Something really cool that you're able to do with mills, right? So the tiles actually go underneath that grass. We are still waiting for some more angle plates to arrive so that we can make these angles and stuff a little more consistent. We've ordered those quite some time ago and they should arrive here relatively soon. I think they're actually in shipping right now, so we can make it look a little neater and tidier, if you will. And Jose's just finished up with that modular building there, and then we're going to place it with the town hall. Town hall is on an uneven table gap, so you can see I've got these two buildings actually pinned together, so it's holding it close together here so there's no seam, which is nice. And yeah, it's going to look good once we get the third and final building placed right there and we finish our town square. I'm stoked on it. I think it looks really good. I like the trees and the grass and the pop of color with the fountain. So here's our second little mini modular building here, much taller than the first. It actually has 4 floors. So you got the ground floor, then floor number 1, floor number 2, and the roof is actually floor number 3. Now this one is actually a challenge to build because it was built as a mirror, also in a reduced size as well by 4 studs. So you have to reduce the size of it and build it as a mirror. That was a little bit of a challenge. And we also made lots of part substitutions for color and also windows and curved slopes and cheese wedges and stuff like that. So on the ground floor, we've got a laundromat. You can see there's a nice awning going over top of the windows of the laundromat. Those are all part substitutions as well. Just used a bunch of different colors. And then there's a nice arch right here with some masonry bricks behind and a spot for a sign there. Got some nice accents right here with those curved slopes and white flowers. And then these windows are just a little 2x2 windows, or sorry, what are they, 1x2x2, I believe. And those were actually all part substitutions there. We decided to go with those because that's what we had. And you can see they're sort of framed using some cheese wedges in the interior and then some 1x2 curved slopes on the exterior. And those are all held on there by, it's not bricks, of course, studs, not on top bricks. And then we've got some nice accents here in white and light gray. There is a lot of light gray, but once again, just the part constraints of what we had. I think it actually looks pretty flashy though, pretty cool. I really like this roof here, using the different sizes of slopes. And then you've got the window there as well. And then all of these curved slopes on top here to give the roof an interesting design. Of course, the sides of the buildings will be pressed up against, you know, other modular buildings, so they're just straight up walls of different colors. You know, you got some tan, some sand green, some dark gray, some light gray. But I mean, it's a very Victorian style build. It looks great. Those instructions were great reference. And I'm just surprised that we were able to build both of these modular buildings just using the parts that we have. Yeah, it's crazy. Just straight up sourced from our inventory. Pretty cool though, eh? Pretty awesome design. Pretty flashy, but not over the top. Simple, clean, you know, serves a purpose and gonna fill in that awkward spot right beside the town hall. Of course, it has an interior, so let's crack it open and have a look. It's actually a pretty interesting design, the way the first floor sits on the main floor. It's like recessed a little bit. See that? Interlocks in a unique way there. On the main floor, we have a laundromat. You can see there's a place where you can pay there. Got some washing machines, and then some soap on top of those washing machines, and then a couple places to sit there. And then this door right here leads to the staircase. This leads up to our first floor, which is this one right here. And you can see there's some shelves on the side there. And this is actually a little bit of a gym. So there's some treadmills and then a cash counter where you can buy a water bottle there. Some overhead lighting. It's pretty decent. Just love the way that that clips on just like that there. Pretty awesome. Going up from there, there's more gyms. So you got some dumbbells and then a workout bench, some overhead lighting there, and another staircase that leads up to the roof. And the roof, or I guess third floor I should say, and roof, pops open just like that there. And there is a locker in there. Nothing too crazy, just a bench and a locker. I really like this roof design though. It's pretty clever. Like I said, it's all different colors. This roof is actually supposed to be dark green. But I mean, overall, that looks fantastic, doesn't it? I actually don't mind the light gray and white. Yeah, it looks pretty good. You know, I just think it looks like an interesting modular building with lots of good interior details. You know, I mean, not a crazy amount, but I really like those treadmills in there. I think that was pretty cool. Same with the laundromat. I really like that. So let's place this in the Lego City now. So there we go. Our town square is finished. I like that. I think that's awesome. I think it looks fantastic. You can see that we placed that one there with the laundromat on the bottom. On this side, completing town square. That's awesome, eh? So all three of those buildings are pinned together in spot. And then we've got our town square out front there with all the nice trees. What comes next? Well, of course, minifigures, traffic lights, details, stuff like that. Once we're done converting Pop Culture Street. We've still got to do that. But I wanted to get those ones completed because, like, I think that looks really good. Slowly but surely, the city is coming together, right? Just, it's a process. Obviously, taking the time to figure out how to build these using our parts, it took Jose quite some time, and you know, I worked with her on some of it. Some of the designs had to be changed, so we had to rub our heads together and sort of figure it out together and try and make it work as best we can. But I think it looks really good and sort of completes that street there, right? Some colors might have to change there eventually, you know, so it better matches up with the buildings around it. It is sort of monochromatic, but once again, we just worked with what we had, and I think that's super cool that we were able to do that. So yeah, there we go, everybody. That's the new and improved town square. Let me know what you think by commenting below. I think it looks pretty awesome. I think we did a pretty good job, and as more parts show up in the near future, we'll continue to progress, making more changes and more improvements to the area. Thank you so much for popping on by. Hope you enjoyed the process here, and hope you enjoyed the 2 modular buildings that we built. Remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff. And thanks for popping by. Have a great one. Farewell.